Hello, everyone. Welcome to Midweek here at the Salem First Baptist Mothership. We come to you once again on a beautiful rainy day, but it's dry inside. And we are here just to share a few updates, and I got a special guest. I don't think you've been here on a midweek at this point.
Never.
And we are almost a year into this voyage. Imagine that. Mrs. Hanke, welcome. Glad you're here today. You have grew up in the Tillamook area, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And went to what high school?
Neoconi High School.
Wow. Is that still in existence?
It is, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure that they're still out there. And your mom still lives in that area. And you went to George Fox, for all you George Fox folks out there.
Go Bruins.
Yeah, I know the Kenyans. They've got it out of there and others. So congratulations on you made George Fox an internationally famous school.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So, Mrs. Hanke, how long have you been kind of in the ministry, kind of connected in the ministry with your husband being a pastor? Has that been a short run, long run? How long you guys
we have been ministering 34 years.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it is. We're
34.
old.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty incredible. What do you enjoy? I mean, out of all of those things that you do, I heard that you don't play the piano. Is that right?
I do not play the piano. I know one of my fallacies.
That's all right. So what do you enjoy? You don't play the piano, which is fine. Picking up the guitar or something like that, maybe the ukulele. But of all the things that you do, connected, associated with the church and your husband's occupation, what do you enjoy?
I think I enjoy just being able to be around all kinds of people. We have the privilege of being in people's homes, getting to know their families. I think that's just my favorite part, is people.
One of the things that people have often described in your family, you as a person, that your life is kind of like you live in a fishbowl, where everybody sees you all the time. They know where you shop. They see you in the grocery store. Your life is out there. I would imagine that's how you view life. You live in a fishbowl. Does that bother you, or is that something that is like, I like fish?
Well, through the years, a lot of people have asked me how that feels, isn't that the pits kind of thing? And I have never had a problem with that. Probably when I was young, I just felt like God wired me that way, to be an open book. Never been a person to hide things or to be a private person. So that has never bothered me, ever.
So challenges, I mean, you kind of like defy the odds. Maybe that's why you've been in this so long and done so well with it. You don't see the life in a fishbowl as a bad thing. Challenges? What are some of the challenges that you face in your role?
Probably, as far as challenges, would be our time together. We don't get a ton of time together alone, just because we're both people. That's about the only thing I can think of that is a challenge for me. I've enjoyed being in ministry.
Okay, so here's one thing though. 34 years, you have to listen to the same pastor every week after week after week. Do you ever want to turn on, Andy Stanley at home, or have a real wild ride and, Charles Stanley? Every week you have to listen to the same pastor? Does that get to the point where you're just like, oh, I thank the Lord when they bring a special speaker in?
Well, don't get me wrong, but I love to listen to Jeff and Tyler, of course, preach. But I think God knew that I needed somebody in my life week after week that would teach the word and be consistent in that regard. And I have never had a moment where I didn't enjoy listening to you.
Because sometimes, actually, fairly frequently, back in our old style, you had to listen to the poor guy 3 times every weekend.
That was also a God thing because God knew I had to listen to it 3 times just so that I could get it. And you change it up all 3 times, so hey, I get to hear something a little different each time.
Have you ever gotten home on a Sunday and said, man, I got to tell him, I got to be honest, you laid an egg? I mean, let's scratch that one.
I honestly have never thought that, but I have to be honest. Sunday evenings after all day at church, and it's the first time I've sat down, I struggle falling asleep Sunday nights.
Oh,
so
my
God
goodness.
took it away.
This is the best
God
confession
took it away
in the world.
just for me, so I didn't have to
Pastor's
struggle.
wife is falling asleep on the poor guy's sermons.
Only Sunday night. Only.
Oh, that's so good. So, other people have told me, I see it. You smile incessantly. How on earth do you stay that happy? I mean, I know your husband.
I don't
Living
know
with him
how
is
to
not the
answer
easiest
that.
thing in the world. How do you stay so happy?
I could, let's see, I could answer it spiritually and say it's the joy of the Lord inside of me, which I guess would be true. When people don't smile, I wonder what's going on inside. Maybe that's why I smile all the time, so people know that what's going on inside. It takes more muscles to frown. I don't know.
So COVID fatigue, I know it's been a wearying thing to everyone, but you deal with changes and tensions and disruptions and endless conspiracies. How have you made your way through that and not just fallen into the trap of COVID fatigue, anger, or depression? What have you done?
I do get angry when I watch the media. So by separating myself, I've just chosen to focus on what God is doing in our church, what God is doing in our family, and just focus on the positive, because the media is just pouring so many negative things into our lives. Every time you turn on the TV, that I just can't listen to it anymore. So I tend to focus on what God is doing.
And I've heard that at times when maybe your husband wants to watch news, you find ways to maybe force him to watch Christmas movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Any Christmas movies that kind of come to the top of your life? It's like, that you can mention.
That I can mention. I have so many. I can't mention just one. I think I have probably 4 or 5 that I have to watch.
Have you, in your 34 years of marriage, ever made the commitment that every year we're going to watch It's a Wonderful Life? Or you pretty much have locked that in every year, haven't you?
Almost, but you hate that movie, so
No. That one's.
that's low on your priority list.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Now, if Sound of Music was a Christmas movie, wow, we would boycott.
Yeah, I know. Musicals aren't high on your list.
All right. So what do you do? It's connected to the last one in terms of just your spirit is light. It's bright. It's kind. What do you do to renew your spirit? You have this, you raised 4 kids. You had 20-some foster kids. You had challenges. What do you do on a regular basis to renew your spirit?
I would have to say just being in the Word is, I can always tell when time has gone by and I haven't been in the Word, because my mind will go to the negative aspects of life, whether it be when I was parenting or when I was, ministry has been hard, especially this last year. People are struggling. If I'm not in the Word. I can tell just by my attitude, and that is probably number one. And periodically, I might go out to the barn and just love on the horses. Just being around animals helps. But being in the Word is number one.
Monthly, you get together with a group of ladies and you pray. You've called it Muggins, and please help us understand, what on earth does Muggins, what is that, and how does that deal with prayer? What is this Muggins? I know you pray. You gather these ladies together every month in our home. What's Muggins?
Well, it kind of evolved because it first started out as mugs and muffins, and ladies would bring their mugs over to the house, and then we would eat muffins. Well, I was having one of my moments, one of those brain cramp times, and it just came out Muggins. It's not a deep theological, spiritual reason for the name, so it just stuck. So we call it Muggins.
And you gather at our home, you pray. Who do you pray for?
We pray for 3 specific ministries in the church. The Thrive Ministry, which is high school, the Fusion Ministry, which is the middle school ministry, and then the YAM group, which is the young adult ministries. And we try to pray for the homeschooled kids. That's pretty much covers it.
Yeah. And then you also have people, you frequently have folks in your home. You have like the new members dinners. You enjoy doing that? Favorite menu?
Favorite menu is probably the sweet and sour chicken, because there's all these 10 different toppings that you would never in your world want to put on food, but when you put it all together, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's a good one. What are you looking forward to? 2020's been a little hard for some folks, probably hard on everyone. As you look forward into 2021, not knowing what the year's going to turn out like, what are some of the things you look forward to?
I absolutely look forward to when everyone can come together. We can be together as one body and just worship. I mean, we worship in groups of 100, but that's just not the same. You don't get to see everybody that's in the sanctuary or in the CLC building or the gym. So I'm really looking forward to that.
All right. Thank you for coming and joining us on this midweek.
You're
so
welcome.
Good to have you here, and your smile. It's awesome. Hey, everybody. Hope to see you this weekend. We will see you live here for all of our services or online. And then remember, the following week is Christmas Eve. Do sign up. The numbers are getting smaller in terms of available spots, and we want to have a place for you. So get online, sign up, or if that's just frustrating to you, call the office. Just when I was coming over here, we had somebody calling in. It just works perfectly. We just sign you up. We're just doing that so that we can manage distribution. It's really helpful. So please, please do that. The following 2 weekends after that, so the weekend after Christmas and the weekend after the New Year, we're going to be streaming that weekend. You say, why are we streaming? Is it another government regulation? No, it's an energy management. We entered into a run. We have no idea how long it's going to go. And so we need to care for all of our team, the worship leaders and the tech guys and all of the people serving our church so well. We need to give them a little break because, honestly, it's a little tiring. But they have incredible attitudes. We love serving you. So we're going to take a little break, and we have 2 weekends. We're putting them together, streaming them. It's going to be really good. Build an altar about the place a memorial has in your life, and build a dream about setting new vision for 2021. Thanks again for joining us midweek. God bless you.
Good to see you.
Have a great day.